So I have this old Radeon, well it's actually an Asus video card. It's a pretty good video card, but the fan has died. And it died like shortly after I got it. So instead of arming it and all that stuff, I'm going to actually make a mount for a bigger fan. One that looks like this. And since this is hanging off the side of the motherboard anyway on my Mini ITX, this will actually fit just fine. So the cool thing is, I'm going to make it out of aluminum. I'm going to mill it, or CNC it actually, and I think if I put some thermal paste on here, it'll actually improve the heatsink capabilities. So let's do this. So when you're cutting aluminum, you want to use a smaller blade if possible. And I've cut it with big blades, but it tends to, I mean, there's less surface speed, I guess, because the blade doesn't have to turn as fast on the outer diameter. Hope that makes sense. Basically, the slower you can cut it, the slower the blade goes through it, the less gumming it's going to do. And gumming is bad. Gumming will cause kickbacks, and you definitely don't want that when you're cutting aluminum. Oops. Because aluminum is sharp and not very forgiving like wood. Although wood can also run into problems. Okay. There's that. I really would like to take this stupid thing off. Like I said, it's kind of rickety. And this thing has a tendency to not go right where it needs to go, which is down the slot that you just cut. And the result is you get binds, and then you have to like slam it in there to try and get it past, and it's like, whoa, what am I doing? It doesn't make any sense. So you take it off, a little more dangerous, because it can pick off, but whoa, for this particular operation, it'll be fine. Oh man, okay. So I have a couple push sticks. This one goes this way. That one will hold it down. Gotta get the piece of aluminum up here. Just sewing it to plastic actually. Excited about this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I've set up one of the plates that I cut out. I have the G-code ready, and here we go. So that could have gone a little bit better. I actually started it too deep, so right off the bat, the bit started getting gummed up, and that just, I think most of it got cleared out with the air when it started to stabilize, but once it started getting down to the final cuts, it just started galling the aluminum instead of cutting it. I mean, it's a valid part. It will still work. It's just, it could have been a little bit better. Okay, let's clean it up and attach it to the heatsink. Okay, the initial post-processing is done. The edges are all nice and smooth, nobody's going to get cut. So the next thing is to screw the same holes into the heatsink, and then actually sand one of these faces down, whichever one looks better, so that it will mate with the other one really nice. And I'll probably actually put some thermal paste on there. Okay, so the first hole is done. So now I'm going to put this on. Put a little M3 through. I've already tapped the hole. Alright, there's one hole done. So now I'm going to do the opposite side. Okay, so the other hole is drilled and tapped. Okay. It's not the best tap job I've ever done, but it seems to be pretty good. Okay, there it is. I'm tempted not to put the other two on, but you know, cutting corners is really not my thing, so here we go. Last 2 holes, same time. Okay, so I sanded the bottom. It's pretty good. I'm going to put some thermal paste, some Arctic Silver on this face right here. Kind of dirty. I don't really want a lot, but some I think will help. I'm guessing some is better than none. So, goes in there, something like that. We throw all these screws in. Oops. Okay. Now I need to make sure that the screws I have to fit the fan are big enough to go through those holes before I attach it to the actual board. And there it is in its new home. Got a little bit of clearance between the case and the fan. Now I just have to work on getting the power supply back in.